And here we go. Kings and Bucks. Third game of the night. Still the Wizards and Raptors to come. We haven't seen a lot of them. Tied up in a bucket apiece. Shot clock running down. Larry! Two-hand jam. Back to Timely. Didn't get the jump, but Cowboys wide open. Third game here on a Friday night. One more to go. Wiz and Raptors. Sort of position. Either team's going to leave you all alone, or are you going to be a big cone over there? Timely will lay it in.
Sit there, you get the ball. Yes, you can go up with it, but you're going to have a higher percentage chance if you have that. So that's where you're going to be looking for Colt to try to get a lot of work inside. Just from Timely, his resume for 2K, everybody's always known him as being a very, very good defender. So, I mean,
Bucks looking really good right now. Here in round 6 of the season. Meek. And Larry misses. Drake's wide open, by the way.
Because Colt is that rebounding athletic, so they can create some second chance points.
Rare missed free throw. Cowboy just flying down the lane. Kings guard there. Talking about they feel like Cowboy can really take his guy one-on-one. They're talking about Peroxide. And right to the point. And one opportunity. STL to Big Meek. Crowd starting to get into it now. Starting to get on the side of the King. Meek on the baseline. Gives it to Larry. Cole. Over to Sophia. Shot clock running down. A wild one. Going to work. Meek. Shot block. Larry! Dropping the hammer. Final shot of the half. And Cook able to answer.
All right, Scott, thank you. It is now time for the halftime.
Players getting a little bit weary when it comes down to jumping at the ball, especially for the big men.
Sophia, another off-balance shot. He's got 4. Larry's all alone. He's got Peroxide in the corner. That pass came late, Dirt.
Most definitely
STL. Sorry to interrupt you, but STL's balling.
It came a little late, but I mean.
48-41. Boy, Drake saucing him up and laying it in.
But you got the slasher in it. If you can get just a little bit of space, a little bit of room, you're clear to try to go up with it and at least get a layup.
Larry, two-hand jam. All over Moody. Hello. Moody for 3. That's a way to answer.
And Colt's been always one of those like big bully centers. Your kind of traditional center, just like the basketball level as well. That's what you need from him.
We've seen him at the 3. He's settled in here at the shooting guard. And there's Cole. Cuts the lead to 5. We've been talking about all night. Cook gets past Peroxide. 3-on-2 now. Lobs it up to who? Oh my! Cowboy! Replay guy, hit me up! Wow. They're all over the place. And there's a run out. Drake!
For Kings guard, but just isn't there, and that's really been the story of the game. When somebody's open, they're not capitalizing every single.
Everyone in double figures but Peroxide. He just needs a bucket. Moody. Meek goes right by Cole. Two-hand jam.
And that's one of those where you try to set your feet because you know if they go any sort of things is just great. Like what a turnaround it's been for Bucks gaming. When we look at the start, we talked about they have one of the hardest schedules. And even towards the later half of that in those harder games, they were playing a lot of people close, but they found the lineup that works. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Bucks gaming.
Big team win, a team effort for the team from Milwaukee. Bucks 79, Kings 70. Right, down here with Larry, and Larry, really a team effort. Everyone got involved.
Yeah, man, we stuck to the game plan early. That's really what it was. And obviously, in the tip-off tournament, they beat us in overtime. We feel like we let that one get away, so way to redeem ourselves this game.
You pounded into paint, but how about STL on the outside just lighting it up?
Yeah, we made it a priority to get him going early in transition and run some sets for him to get some shots. So great shooting to him, good game, you know. Way to come back from next week.
Let's take a look at some of your highlights here, presented by Intel, your performance of the game. Talk to us about this post-scoring build and why you changed to it.
I'm a trendsetter, man. I was the first one with the pure rim in the tip-off tourney. I scored 40 against the Kings with the pure rim. I'm not really sure why they disrespected me and brought out a stretch. But I'm going to set a trend with this one here. It's the best mid-range big man, gold brick wall, gold bruiser. I feel like it's an underrated build, and I'm going to set a trend with it.
Well, the offensive rebounds, you didn't have a ton of rebounds, but it felt like everyone you had was huge. Got a couple poster animations.
Yeah, a lot of my rebounds were on the offensive end. Big Meat cleaned it up on the defensive boards, and I just felt like it was a good team win. We played well, didn't turn the ball over, and executed what we wanted to do.
23 points, 6 rebounds, and now you got back-to-back wins. What does it say for the rest of the season?
We're just trying to go on a winning streak. We're looking to be 5-4 going into the next tournament. Tough game next week, and the week after that, we don't look past any opponent and just get ready to go back to Milwaukee and prepare.
Well, this was a team that was nearly in the basement, but they're a top riser right now. Let's go up top to Larry Ridley.
The damage early in NBA 2K League of what that can do with the 3. But at the 2, I don't know what it's going to do, Scott.
ZDS back to Feast, back to ZDS, and now Radiant has it. MVP candidate. Was the MVP of the tip-off tournament. Nudini. He had a Radiant wide open in the corner. That motion offense that was working to the top. Radiant gets it down to Feast. And one. And here we go. It's a 1-point game. Same Sixers up by Radiant. So much movement.
Coming off of Magic Gaming to throwing Manny over towards that defensive sharp, which is we've seen once before, and that was
Radiant now. Backdoor cut, Nudini. Marley driving the lane.
Completely killed the whole play on the offensive end.
Radiant tries to step back. Up ahead to connect the 1 pick. Taking 8 overall. Nudini.
Toe-to-toe with any team in this league. I mean, they're the tip-off tournament champions for a reason, where they ended up defeating Blazers.
Blazer 5 for sure. Just based on what's at stake. 16-50. This Orlando team was a team from the get-go that said they wanted to King Cam. Another second chance opportunity. Getting teams, and I'd say my eyes are on the same level as theirs, because they're talking about so many. Feast working on Supreme, back out to Radiant. 6 to shoot. Steez. Blue hair, don't care. Good defense there by Feast. Rim protector at its finest. Nudini for 3. Steez with an offensive board. Radiant. It's a 3-fast test here in New York. Wing. Steps back against King Cam. He's got to put it up against the shot clock.
Kind of cost him an easy layup.
It's a 10-0 run with a team from Philly. ZDS, and he couldn't catch it. Try to catch it cleanly. He was going to go up with it. They'll hold it for the final shot. 35-22. Sixers have outscored them 20-8 in the quarter. Nudini, top to Larry. Defense. Great job getting back. Radiant in the corner to Nudini.
And just kind of sit there. They're chilling on Twitter. They're on their phone. No, G-Fresh, he's locked and loaded. It's basically like having the 7th man on the court.
By the way, breaking news, the Mission's over there shooting corner threes.
I bet he wishes he was back on the pure sharp. Because I guarantee he would not be 2 for 6. I'd honestly give him at least like 5 for 6.
Compete versus Fab, 2 of the best point guards in the league. And Slaughter versus Arsenals.
He has to go back to that 2 after the score before he was able to put on. So yeah, I think that's going to be definitely a bad battle. I'm really hoping you don't see that sort of rim protecting sharp come out.
1 o'clock. Mavs taking on Pistons GT. for maybe the possibility of being second.
Points in one way.
By the way, ZDS hasn't missed a shot in this game.
This lead would just be not double, but it'd be a lot more than what it is right now. But he's still getting so many open looks, and that comes down to the man who's guarding the Supreme. You can't just keep living inside of him every single time down the court.
Radiant working at the free throw line on man. Continental to varsity basketball practice while listening to Snoop Dogg's first. I'm not going to let this game change how I feel about the Magic. Oh my goodness. Double for Radiant. And that was the exclamation point. They win by 40. 87-47. The song says get down. This is a beat down. Wondering how you guys were going to bounce back after that loss to Blazer 5 last week, but I guess you guys answered that.
Yeah, we knew we had to come out firing. We got our new jump shots, so it gave me a little more confidence to shoot, as you all could see. So we ran our fast breaks perfectly well. We got in transition, got open shots, made the right plays, and that was the outcome. Any part of you wishes you were on a pure sharp for this one? Say that again? Any part of you wishes that you were on a pure sharp shooter for this build? You had a lot of open shots. A little bit. You know, being on a pure sharp, knowing my shot, it would have been a little bit easier to green. But I was hitting, and my teammates kept telling me to shoot, and they put the trust in me. And without them, I probably wouldn't have had the amount that I had. And he threw down a few jams as well, some you don't see on a pure sharp. Let's take a look at some of your highlights. Brought to you by Intel. Your performance of the game. It was a bunch of shots. I mean, you were out there just having a field day on them. Yeah, they weren't really picking me up on the fast break, so like you see here, I was able just to sneak to the corner and get an open three. That's where most of my threes came from, or off the amazing rebounding by my big man down low. I mean, for some reason in transition, Houdini, they just couldn't pick you up. And it didn't matter if you were on the right side of the floor or the left side of the floor. You know, you guys started finding each other. Really in that first quarter, it was, we saw your guys open. I think even your coach, Jeff Terrell, came in the second quarter and said, you guys are wide open. You just got to find each other. Yeah, we were missing a lot of passes. I missed Radiant in the first quarter early on. But we started finding each other. We started talking and communicating on the fast breaks and telling each other where we're going, and communication is key, and that's what helped us propel us to this victory. Well, there's no doubt they're the second best team in the league. They're trying to make a push to see Blazer 5 once again back up to Larry. And the C's will win the tip.
Tries to go down to the paint, that pure sharpshooter, but the lane that he has there, that's an open one that you definitely need to take.
Three-point game, big dunk. Court was touched by the Jazz. 8 to shoot. Arsenal up and under, nifty move.
I think the thing that's impressed me most to compete, I mean, this has been a guy who's been on that 6'10" pure point forward build, and he's had such a great transition going over to that 6'3". That transition, that's one of the crucial things, because we've seen some players try to go to that 6'3" and they've completely fallen off the wagon.
Shot there by Speedbrook. Ice in the veins. Final shot of the quarter. Tiffy. Slaughter with a two-hand jam. Wherever you might be here on a Friday evening. Fab down to Mel, and that's going to be goaltending on Slaughter. So both these teams coming off a win. Deeds, two hands. Fab picked up his dribble. Arsenal up and under again.
That's now 2 for Arsenal, going and doing that exact same move.
Tiffy for 3. Bang.
Where'd you get your name from?
That'll be a web feature only. Mel! No, sir. But Fab is there. I'll give you my fun fact of the day in this game. Celtics are 7-1.
Players fried off of it. It's a mental badge.
Hey, the home team won the final 6 games of the weekend. Compete. Shakes Fab, and he'll score.
People have kind of picks it up. I mean, even when we kind of talk about it as well, it's what you hear.
Final shot of the half. No! 44-43. Two of the top 5 teams in the league facing off. So a 6th foul is a disqualification and a technical foul. Fab. Speedbrook. That's too much space. Compete. Down to Slaughter. Off the window and good. Maybe a step or two beyond range. Slaughter. No one will stop him. 55-54. Smooth. Top of the key. Good.
But there has to just be a big stop here to try to throttle a run.
Boy, I thought Arsenal was going to elevate for that putback jam. Slaughter with a heat indicator. They go to Deeds, in and out. But Slaughter gets the rebound. Fab. Working a 2-man game with Arsenal. They got the mismatch, and he'll posterize them. Sorry, Tiffy.
So Compete, he's able to get it done. He's really set the precedent for what these guys can finish doing down low.
As the road to the playoffs is starting to come shorter and shorter. And one. And that'll be a technical foul on Mel on top of that for 6 fouls.
The bigger guy.
Oh my, big jam. Wild shot. Still have it, and Deeds will put it in. 17 points for Deeds. Smooth, deep 3. That's the dagger. 84-72. Watch for Fab because he's got the heat indicator. Slaughter. That makes it a 3-possession.
These guys, what you fully expect, Slaughter making his return back in. It's like he never even left.
A double-double for Slaughter and Compete. And it's a 90-83. Jazz holding home court against the team from Boston. A 7-point win. And Compete, you guys did, especially against Boston, a team that can really get up and down in transition. What was the key to the victory?
Well, firstly, the last time we played them, we turned the ball over a lot. 15 turnovers. So the first thing we wanted to do was limit the turnovers. So since we were able to run our half-court offense, we took them out of transition because we were able to score the ball and not just let them get out to running. Because when they're out and running, they're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, you won the turnover battle, and a lot of folks think they're a top 5 team. Are you guys a top 5 team?
Oh, absolutely. Like I told Larry upstairs, we feel like 1 through 5 we're a better team than Boston, and today we want to prove that, especially with our disappointing performance in the tournament.
It was nice having Mr. Slaughter back, am I right?
Yeah, man, he's definitely a top big in the league, so whenever you can have that guy back, he's just going to make plays, winning plays, and he stepped up big in the 4th quarter.
Getting a win over a top 5 team in Boston, what does that do to sort of carry you guys into this playoff picture?
Well, we wanted to try and get them out of the playoffs. We know that they're a team that they can go on a run, as they just showed. So we want to knock them to 3 and 4, make it real tough for them to make the playoffs. And now we're sitting pretty at 5 and 2. So we feel real good right now.
Well, they had a lot of highlights to choose from. Let's take a look at your Intel performance of the game. Walk us through some of this action. It was really a back-and-forth contest.
Right, so I just wanted to come out the gate and let my team know I wanted to settle us down, make some plays, and I was able to come out, score 12 points in the 1st quarter, get a couple of steals, give my guys some energy, let them know, hey, I played bad the last time we played them, that won't happen again.
Good one-handed jam. You don't see that a lot out of the PG, but that heat indicator helped. And when you look at your stats here, 23 points, 15 assists, but really you guys were able to get some space in that 3rd quarter, and that sort of carried you to the victory.
Right, because we played really good in the 1st half, and we just wanted to make sure that we kept it going, because sometimes we always have a letdown in one quarter. It's either a bad 2nd or a bad 3rd, so we wanted to play steady all the way through, and we were able to do that.
Getting a big win here for Utah. That's going to help them move on to the next week. Let's go back up to Larry. And that looked like 2 guys that don't normally play center jumping it up.
Forward off the last reform we saw, we're in for a little bit of a treat.
Shot from the elbow. Good. Jen, running point guard for the first time this season. Boom! That's how you do it. Up ahead, 3-on-2 break. Reese the God from Chi-Town. Splash. Really not much of a change for Gilly, especially off. Watch some of those scrims. Actually, the highlight of the week was the P-Cross Rudy coaches show.
Needs a pass. More than likely it was going to be going over towards Boo.
They lost the last time out to the Jazz, 70-59. Wide open is Boo Painter. Working against Trey. And he'll put it down with the left hand.
Whichever way he takes the dribble off. So right here, if you're Trey, you want to be playing the left side. You want to make sure you're going to be there with the right stick, trying to just tip that ball. If you play over towards the right and he gets that first quick step, you're just basically setting yourself up for that blow by.
Really a rough defensive possession last time for Toronto. Wizards up by 1 with the ball. Jin. To JT, who's starting to heat up. He's got 10.
I almost feel like that's one of the benefits.
For the 24-year-old from Columbus, Ohio. Boo Painter! That's the way to answer back. He's got 14.
So you see, like we said, he's always going over towards the inside. Trey trying to force it over towards Quay.
Picks it up. 3-on-2 fast break. Kenny gets by Gilly in a one-hand punch.
All right, guys, it is now time for the halftime.
Great offensive team, but defense, they allow so many points per game, and it's still showing now. I mean, that's just been credit to where Raptors uprising, able to get some open looks. They're just going toe-to-toe with the bigs of Wizards District.
All hell Trey. Reese from the district logo. 2-on-1. Okay. Trey now. Oh, he's angry. Trey. Nice step. Raptors able to answer their every move. JT. Boo's there for the board. And he just throws up a circus shot. 6 to shoot. And Quay is hanging out in the dead zone. Painter, oh my! What they do here, final possession of the third. They throw it away. All hell Trey, payday. And in and out, Painter. He gets it to go at the end of the quarter. JT. Gets it to Jin. Jin able to create space, but not. He is able to knock it out. The lead's been 7 for a while now. The Bucks, I mean, the Wiz have had a couple opportunities to cut into the lead, and they can't. As 5 rebounds at the point guard position. Boo, back to Jin. Able to hit a big shot. Kenny, 2-man game. Trey on the baseline. The rainbow jumper. There's gold at the end of that, my friend.
So, I mean, it's great to have that support and obviously the backing of one of the biggest sport organizations in the world to start up a league. But no, it's awesome. I mean, can't get enough of basketball.
It was an esports event that he saw at Madison Square Garden that said, we got to do this in the NBA. And we are doing it halfway through the season. Raptors 68. Wizards 62, a big win for the team up in Toronto. Another win for you guys. This time it was a team effort, and when you look at the roster that the Wiz brought to you guys, it's pretty surprising to see some of those changes, right?
Yeah, we seen that JT was going to probably be at the center this week. Somebody, gave us some information, and we watched their scrimmage, so we kind of was prepared for it.
Hey, I was watching that on Twitch as well. Let's take a look at some of your highlights here. Brought to you by Intel. Your performance of the game, and you just eating down low. Talk us through some of these highlights, just hanging out. Hey, a bit of a mid-range game there, too.
Yeah, I love the midi right there. There's a nice slam. Good pass right there.
I'm okay with a windmill. And once you get a heat indicator, man, there's no way you're going to miss.
Yeah, I'm going straight up right there.
Kenny played well. Trey played well, but once you get in the dead zone, I don't care who it is down there, you're tough to stop.
Exactly. If you don't have a guy reaching and you just know you catch it right there, you just go straight up.
Here's your stats: 17 points, 9 rebounds, just off the double-double. You missed one shot, and that's really disappointing to me.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to go perfect right there. And
Do you remember the missed shot? I don't even remember it.
To be honest, I don't. Probably got blocked or something. I don't remember it either.
Well, 17 points, another win for them. Back-to-back, the Kings, and now they've beaten the Wiz. And a nice job here on a Friday night from King Quay. Don't call me Quay. Back up top to Larry.